Jensen, and I struggle with severe depression, anxiety, and then I have ADHD also that affects my anxiety and depression.
Hi, my name is Meredith. I'm a junior and I struggle with anxiety and depression.
Hi, I'm Meghan. I'm a sophomore and I struggle with ADHD and anxiety.
So I've been struggling with this since about sophomore year of high school. But first came the disordered eating, and I believe that was around freshman year of high school. As the years went on, things got a lot worse before they got a lot better, and even though I no longer really struggle with disordered eating, I do still have a lot of anxiety that I deal with every day. Not so much depression, but it definitely is still a big part of my life.
I've been struggling with ADHD and anxiety since 3rd grade.
I've been struggling with depression and anxiety all my life, but we only know of it since I was probably in elementary school.
So when I was in elementary school, I was always the kid who was talking out loud and causing a scene and never completing my assignments on time. So my teachers I would always be the one to get in trouble. So it wasn't until about 3rd or 4th grade when my teachers finally started to realize that they could help me with this issue, and it wasn't just a kid acting out, it was I needed help in my everyday life at school.
So throughout my life it became a new normal for me, so I never really considered it to be something that was wrong, not necessarily wrong with me, but something that was different. But then with my junior year, it kind of seemed like it was risking like my health and possibly like other people's health, so that's when I started to seek help.
So seeing as what came first for me was the disordered eating, I was not the one to admit that I needed help. My sister actually said something to my parents, and from there it took many years, actually either 2 or 3 I believe, for us to successfully find a doctor that was able to work with me and help me. And it was about 2 years before I myself came around and realized that I needed to change something, or else I was going to go even further downhill.
So for my anxiety, it's basically like just being in social situations, like even like a lot of people say I'm a people person, but like in my sorority necessarily it's hard for me because there's so many people to talk to. It just feels kind of like you don't want to talk to people a lot, even if you are a people person, and you kind of feel like not like you want to be yourself necessarily.
So being the kid in elementary school who was always being dragged out of the room to take exams and having to complete my work alone, it led me to have really bad testing anxiety, which over the course of my life turned into just generalized anxiety, which is something that I have to deal with on like every day. And I've kind of learned how to overcome this in a school setting, but it's something I'm still struggling to figure out in my everyday life.
So for depression, it's basically just the feeling of being alone, just being by yourself, wanting to be by yourself, but at the same time not. The feeling of being by yourself with the crying, the anxiety attacks that connects to the anxiety, the fact that you walk home by yourself and it's kind of just like the new normal for you, and just the feeling like even though you have people that care about you and tell you, you feel like they don't.
So first off, the disordered eating, it really just, I can't even describe it as a feeling. It's more of a way you see yourself. It changes everything you see. It changes the way you look at every single aspect of your body, of your actions, of your self-worth, and the same thing with anxiety and depression.
But when I'm trying to like think about how my anxiety and ADHD feel, it's more like ADHD, I feel like a kid in a candy store at all times of the day, bouncing off the walls.
Anxiety and depression I definitely felt in my body, sometimes on an energetic level, sometimes I felt just pure tension in my upper body, like without anything having to happen in the first place. I would just be sitting and my shoulders would be up to my ears and I could feel my heart rate just increasing rapidly, and before I knew it, sometimes I would be in the middle of a panic attack.
So a lot of people just think it's ADHD alone, but my brother has ADHD and anxiety also, so we both have kind of the same thing, and my mom's told me about how the ADHD makes your anxiety and depression worse, which I've experienced because you tend to act out and you don't realize it, and it makes you feel a lot worse about yourself.
Anxiety is more of, I don't know how to explain it, and if I did know how to explain it, I feel like there wouldn't be a problem of having it. I feel like I could just figure it out.
been in recovery for almost 3 years now, and it has made me stronger.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Take care of yourself.
Take care of others.
Speak up when you need help.
And speak out once you received it.
Spot is there.